Welcome to another episode of Threes and TDs, a show about the Carolina Panthers, the National Football League. Today, the final 53 team roster has been released, and we've got some answers, especially in that wide receiver room. I know that was a room of much inquiry and questions, and so we finally have some answers as it pertains to. I just noticed that my cat was behind me, so that's my cat. Uh, so we've got some answers. The big question that everybody wanted to know was what's going to happen in terms of the wide receiver room. Well, I'm on Panthers.com right now, but essentially, Hunter Renfrow has been cut from the team. So the 7 people that they chose to remain with in the wide receiver room is Tedero McMillan, Adam Thielen, Xavier Legette, Jalen Coker, Bryson Tremaine, David Moore, Jimmy Horn. And this is what Panthers.com said. Cutting Renfrow was difficult after a strong training camp as he returned from a year out of the league following a diagnosis. But the group is talented and deep. And with the emergence of Tremaine as a big target and big contributor on special teams, someone had to go. Since he's a vested veteran, he doesn't have to pass through waivers and can sign to a practice squad if he chooses. I think the interesting thing about Hunter is that he's not going to be signing with another team. There has been all kinds of sourcing and reporting that essentially says the same thing. And what it says is that Hunter is not interested in signing with another team. There was someone actually on Twitter today that essentially said that if the Panthers didn't want him on the practice squad, he would retire. So he knew that this was going to be a long trajectory for him to get back. But I think that this is, if I really had to think about it, I think this is the right decision. This is the right decision for the Carolina Panthers. And the reason that it's the right decision for the Carolina Panthers is because he knows that he's going to want to sign as a practice squad member. If another team, I saw a tweet today where somebody said, what if Minnesota wants to claim him? He's not going to sign with Minnesota because he doesn't have to pass through waivers and can sign to the practice squad if he chooses. So that, to me, I hated for Hunter because I thought that I would have loved for him to be part of this. But I also know that special teams is important. Tremaine plays for the special teams. And David Moore, who I know, I was ready to kind of cut the cord with David Moore, but David Moore adds a lot to this team as well. So I don't know. I don't love it, but I understand it. I wish that this roster was a 54-man roster instead of a 53-man roster. But it looks like he's going to sign with the practice squad, and I think that's going to be really, really good. In terms of other things that are at play here, nothing really stood out. There's 9 offensive linemen. They're keeping 6 defensive linemen. Shy Tuttle has been released, and the Tennessee Titans signed Shy Tuttle. To me, I think that them letting go of him is actually, it speaks more about the depth of our defensive line. You've got Derek Brown, you've got Tershawn Wharton, you've got Bobby Brown, you've got Cam Jackson. There's just a lot of room there that I think is going to be really, really good. The other thing too is that Corey Thornton is staying with the team, which is not a surprise. He was a darling of training camp. He played phenomenally. So Corey Thornton is staying. They're keeping 4 safeties. I think that they're going to continue to add to that safety room. But all in all, I think the big thing is Hunter Renfrow is no longer going to be with the 53-man roster. He might make the practice squad. So those are my thoughts today. And I'll see y'all in the next one.